Hello, everyone. It's Becky Belote. Do I look like so Valentine's-y today? I found this scarf that I never wear. I'm like a short girl, and I don't think scarves look that good on me, but for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna like pull out all the stops. All right. So, anyways, happy Valentine's Day to all of my followers. I really appreciate you for continuing to watch me despite sometimes I make mistakes. But anyways, today what I wanted to do is show you how to make some really cool decorative mats for your photos. I love our mat packs. Like every time I get a collection, I get the mat packs, but I often run out of mats before I run out of collection. And so sometimes I make extras, and plus you can do less on your page if you have a decorative mat. So without further ado, I'm going to share this with you. Don't forget, by the way, we have a an adhesive promotion going on right now, and it started yesterday, and some of the things have already sold out, but they added some additional ones today. And when I last checked, and they may have fixed it because this was before lunch, when I last checked, under what's new, they're not showing up. They probably are if you click on the link for adhesive buffet, but just click on adhesives and I think you'll see all of the options there. One of the things they have on there that some of you have been asking me about is the mats. It's a silicone mat. So somebody asked me just recently, where did you get that mat? And I don't have one of those mats. I have something that works kind of like that mat, but it's for our repositionable tape or any kind of adhesive. You can work on it so it doesn't gum up your mat boards, your cutting boards. So anyways, you might like the silicone mat, so check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What do I want to do here? Okay, so first of all, one of the things I need you to understand is when you're using any of our tools, say our punches are this is a border punch. And this is a border punch. So let me tell you a little trick about these, because a lot of times we throw out our boxes. And if you don't have a box, sometimes it might not be as easy to tell what these do. So if you look at this punch, do you see the silver here and the silver here? What that means is when I cut this scissor strip out, the scissor is going to fall off of the piece of paper. So here's my border here. Here's my piece of paper here. Okay, it falls completely off. On this one, you see the silver here, but no silver here. And what that means is when I do my border, my paper and the border will be attached. In other words, this does not drop off. So for what I'm getting ready to teach you, you need to know which ones drop off and which ones don't, okay? So that's one thing I wanted to show you. I'll also be demonstrating this with Border Maker cartridges. And Border Maker cartridges do the same thing. Let me grab a few so that you can see. Okay, so on this one, no silver above, no silver below. What that means is paper is here, border is loose, flopping around over here. All right, this one, there's silver on the top, there's silver on the bottom. What that means is when I cut, my paper will have this pattern at the top on the border. So if I want it to look just like this, I would have to trim it off because it's going to stay attached to the paper. This one, I have nothing up here but silver down here. Because there's nothing up here and silver down there, this one is going to be attached to the paper. This one has nothing up here. This one has silver down here. This one's going to attach to the paper. This one has nothing above the pattern, nothing below the pattern. That tells you that this one falls off. All right. I hope that makes sense. You know, any of our Border Maker cartridges that they call chains, they are going to fall off. But if you throw away the box, of course, you don't know whether it was a chain or not. So you just have to look. All right, so I hope that is helpful. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how to make a super cool frame for a photograph. So I like 4x6 spaces, but it doesn't matter what I like. You want it to be 4 by something, okay? For any of our things that hold on to the paper. All right. All right. So if it's a punch that's going to hold on to the paper, you want at least a 4-inch. You could do. It depends on whether you're going to do the short side or the long side, but I should say even dimensions. Okay, even dimensions. So I'm going to take my border, this guy, and I'm going to take this guy. These both come with your border maker tool if you haven't experienced this yet. And then I am going to pick the sailboat. This is called rolling sails if you don't have this one. It's a great one for getting ready to hit spring, and I think everyone should have the sailboat. So I'm going to put this in the trimmer. Again, this cuts in 2-inch increments, so this is a great dimension to do this with. And I am going to use it like I normally do. Going to line up the little dot here with the dot there, line up the dot here with the dot there. And now I have this little border. And remember what I said, this is hanging on to my paper, which is what I wanted. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it to the size of my photograph. One thing that you could do is actually put your photograph down. So let me see if I can find a good example in this little bag of mine. This probably is not a good example because it has no sailboats on it. Has nothing to do with the sea, but it is what I have handy. I'm going to trim a little bit off. This is a standard 4. My mat is 4th in width, so I need to lose about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to lose a 1/2 inch actually probably from this side. And if I were you, I'd go ahead and stick it down. It actually is a pretty color combination, even though it has nothing to do with sailboats. All right, and then I can very easily trim off the bottom. All right, so now we have a super groovy mat that is out of the ordinary. Another thing that you can do is add color to these sails. Let me see if I can find a color that would be pretty. I always think of these things as I'm doing it instead of before I'm doing it, and that's why I never have the things that I need in front of me. I do want to show you this because it's super cool. How about just because I can put my hands on it, what if I did this green piece? So what I'm going to do is I'm doing just use this as a punch now. I kind of touched on this last week when we did the scissors, and you can cut the boats off. Oops, I better take that little safety thing off those scissors, or that ain't ever going to cut. You can cut the whole boat off. I think last week I just cut the sail, so I'm going to cut the whole boat off this time. And then you can go, let's go over here. I'm going to go put some adhesive on those 2 boats. And then I'm going to flip this over. It's upside down. That will never do. And then just put that little boat right on top. So now we have a 2-toned mat. All right, is that cool? All right, so let me show you some others that I've made, some other combinations, now that you know how to do it. All right, so this one I made, this is the Serenity line using the ancient key. So, you know, if I throw a little 4x4 photo there, boy, that's a pretty mat, huh? So this is the ancient key. So this one does not fall off. All right, what else do I have? This one, actually, I showed on a Tip Tuesday a while back. This is a border that I'm showing you here, using the damask punch with the floor spine. But I want to show you that on a actual mat. So I did a few of these. This is using the damask. This is a frame punch. And again, this is 4-inch wide. You can do 2 punches perfectly. And then what I taught you to do to get that kind of layering effect is to take your scissors and snip here and here. Just get rid of those 2 little guys right there, those 2 little things that are holding it down. And then I did the circle chain. Now the circle chain is one that does not fall off. So after I punched this twice, that gives me the 4 inches that I need. I had to actually snip it off the piece of paper. All right, to use this one, and tuck it under. Put your adhesive down and then tuck it under. And isn't that a beautiful combination? So this is circle chain with damask. Isn't that pretty? Do you see how adding these to your pages will help you save time in other decorations? Because it's already very ornate, right? All right, here's another one that I did, same concept. This one is with damask, and this is the brocade chain. Brocade chain falls off, so I didn't have to cut this one. I probably did because it's too short. Huh, how did I do that last one with that not being cut all the way? Oh, that's so funny. All right, and here's brocade chain, another beautiful, beautiful combination. All right. Now, if you use one, I think I showed this last week in my Tip Tuesday, this page spread, but this is a beautiful mat. This photo is too small for it, but actually, if I matted this photo in white, how pretty would that be on this space? But this is the rickrack. And again, if you want it to not fall off, see, I picked this one because it doesn't fall off. So if you use one that's a chain that does fall off, you are going to want to do, say, 4.5 inches. Let me show you. There's 4.5 inches. So any of them that fall off, what's another one that would fall off that I could use? Let's do brocade, I guess. Brocade falls off. It's a new one. You may not have that one. Rickrack is brand new too. I love both of them. I can still use my trimmer, my border maker like I normally do. However, you see, I've made my lines prominent here. If it was exactly 4 inch, it would fall in between 2 lines. Like, so if you put it down here, it would be here. I want it to stick out a little bit on each side of the lines when I put this in. You can also see the lines in here, so that you know that you have a little bit sticking out on each side of the line. That's going to be really important if you don't want it to fall off. Because otherwise it's going to fall off your paper and it won't be. So then you have this. And then again, you could grab your photograph. See if I can find another vertical. I just finished an album for my daughter's graduation, so I have all these graduation pics. You would stick it down, and then you would trim the photo off. Y'all are probably saying, change your blade, don't you sell this stuff? All right, is that pretty? Yeah, I do need to change my blade. I would like to blame it on the mat strip, but it's not. It's my blade. I need a new blade. All right. So let's see. What else do I have? You can also use these, by the way, for journal boxes. So how pretty is that? Just to, I use lined paper for this. We have them in all different colors. I think the Spargo is while supplies last, but we have white, we have black, we have natural colored. And you can do a really quick journal box on these as well. This is one that I did with the rickrack. And I hope it's not blurry to you guys. I did with the rickrack. And then after I did it, I cut it again in a different color so that it was two-toned. So far, most of them that I'm showing you are just one color, like this is all yellow. But if I wanted to add color to this, I could put this in. Actually, is this the one that's too big? Too big. I want it to be 4 inches. And the reason I want it to be 4 inches is because I made my mat be 4 inches. Right, and now it's going to fit in those spots. Oops, that's not rickrack. Rickrack. It's going to fall off. This is what ones that fall off do. They're in my hand. And then I could grab my adhesive and I could put that on top of this, one of them or both of them, to get a two-toned look. Got it? Easy? All right, so that's that. So here's a few others that I like. This is zebra stripe. You also could thread paper through the zebra stripe to get a different look there. You could throw one of our super cool embellishments in the middle to get another super cool look there. This one, I love this combination. So this is damask with an oldie but goodie. If you don't have this one, you should get it. I don't know how much longer this guy will be around. It's been around for a while. I know it's one of the keepers that we put on the keeper line, but eventually they're going to pull it away. How beautiful is that? Let me put that on white for you. That's super beautiful. All right. I also did this one. This one I used with the dollop arch. This one hangs on. And then I did the rickrack like I did earlier, and I did it on both sides. And I wasn't trying to make a beach towel, but is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Super cute. All right. And I think that would be a great journal box or mat for your photo, and would help you go a little bit faster on your pages because it's already ornate. All right, and this next thing I'm going to show you has nothing to do with what I've been talking about, but I love it. It's super pretty. And this is using Scrap Happy. So we have in Scrap Happy, there's a Fast to Fab line. So these beautiful icons were already on there. I did add some of the little embellishments to that, but it was a super easy spread. These I talked about last week. They're laser paper frames. Super easy. If you don't know how to put pictures in holes like that, reach out to your advisor. This is a really simple technique, and it really adds a pop to your pages. These are double-sided, so if you love this camera, you're going to want 2 packs, because one side of it is like a coral color, and then the other side is blue, so you can get different looks out of them. All right, So guys, that's all I've got for today. I hope that you will play with all of the tools that you have. Let me change my screen. I hope you'll play with all the tools that you have and come up with some really fun mats. It will, I don't know, every time I start fooling with that, I like, oh, what else can I do? It always inspires me to make more pages. So I hope I've inspired you today. And once again, I thank you for watching. If you do not have an advisor, I would love to help you out. I am a Creative Memories advisor in Newport News, Virginia. My name is Becky, Beckie Belote, Belote. If you would search me out. If you already have an advisor, I would love for you to definitely reach out to them. We like to be loyal to the people that we work with. So thank you for supporting Creative Memories. And y'all have a great day. Bye.